Hello everyone, let's continue to study the fourth chapter, Subgrade Design. Now I will introduce the third part, Subgrade Slope Protection and Retaining Structures. In this part, I will introduce the following contents: slope protection types, slope surface protection, water erosion slope protection, and retaining structure protection. As we know, the road is a kind of linear engineering, which passes through different geological and climatic conditions. Under the action of water and temperature, the mechanical property of soil decreased, which directly affect the stability of subgrade. Slope erosion is shown in the picture, which is induced by the effects of rain and the temperature. In this one, the damage at the bottom of the slope may lead to the slope instability. And in this one, the subgrade is destroyed by water. There are two slope protection types, namely the slope surface protection and the water erosion slope protection. The purpose of the slope surface protection design is to minimize the effects of environment-related factors, such as the weathering, rainfalls, and so on. There are three types of method, named the plant protection method, the framework plant protection, and engineering protection. When the subgrade is built along the river, water erosion should be seriously considered. The water erosion slope protection may include direct protection and indirect protection. Next, I will introduce the detail. Now, let's look at the slope surface protection. One kind of slope surface protection is a plant protection. The method can not only provide a comfortable site to the drivers, but also stabilize the slope with adjusting the temperature and humidity of soil. For the plant protection methods, there are many types, such as planting grass, turf, bushes, or both of them. The framework plant protection methods may include different types according to the framework shapes and the plant types, such as plant protection with concrete frame. In the picture, the frame made of concrete frame. Plant protection with cement concrete hollow block. In the picture, these are concrete hollow block. The grass is planted here. And plant protection with anchor cables. In the picture, the anchor cables can make the soil fix on the slope. Engineering protection belongs to inorganic protection, which is used the cut slope of rock with sand, gravels, cement, lines, etc. The engineering slope protection methods may include the granite slope surface protection, the facing wall, the dry-light rubble protection, and so on. Next, let's study the water erosion slope protection, which is mainly used in the subgrade along the river or the coast. According to the protection form and function, the water erosion slope protection can be divided in direct protection and indirect protection. Let's talk about direct protection. For direct protection, protective structure should be set at the slope surface or slope top to reduce the scoring of water flow. The direct protection method may include the plant slope protection. We can plant grass or tree. The gapping slope protection we can put the block stone into the one cage. The retaining wall protection, the riprap protection, and G-membrane bag, and so on. For indirect protection, by changing the direction of the water flow, it can slow down and avoid the score of water flow on subgrade. There are two types. One is diversion structure, and the other is river cut-off. The diversion structure can reduce the score of river bank and road bed by changing the characteristic of river. The diversion structure may include the spur dam, the longitudinal dam, and the cellular dam. The figure is to set the spur dam, which one is connected with the river bank, the other side extended to the river channel. The spur dam forms a certain angle with the flow. The figure is longitudinal dam, which one side is connected with the river bank, and the extension direction of dam body is basically consistent or parallel to the diversion line. The cellular dam is set between the longitudinal dam and river bank, showed grid distribution in horizontal plane. The other kind of indirect protection is the river cut-off. At the bend of local river channel, in order to avoid multiply crossing of the river and increase the number of workers, river cut-off should be carried on, just like this one. In order to support subgrade fill or keep the cut slope stability, the retaining structure protection is built to prevent deformation and instability of slope. The retaining structures include many types, such as retaining wall, slide-resistant pile, and soil nailing wall, etc. Retaining structure is mainly used for following occasions. In the cut section, to reduce the height of the excavation slope, to reduce the number of excavation, and to avoid the instability and collapse of the mountain. In the fill section, to shrink the slope tone, to reduce the quality of fill and the occupied area, and to ensure the stability of the embankment. In the subgrade along the river, to prevent the subgrade from occupying the river course and prevent the water from scoring the subgrade. To prevent the geological disaster, for example, to prevent and control the landslide. According to their position, retaining structure may be categorized into the shoulder retaining walls, fill retaining walls, the cut retaining walls, and the slope retaining walls. Here, I only briefly introduced the use occasions and types of retaining structures. If you want to find more details about the retaining structure protection, you can refer to the National Subgrade Design Specification. Okay, let's summarize this section. I have introduced the following contents: slope protection types, slope surface protection, water erosion slope protection, and retaining structure protection. Thank you for your attention. See you next time.